everybody, this is Barbara Velez trying to keep it real for you today in this season. Today I want to talk to you about changing your story. And I was thinking about a TED Talk that I just recently watched on marketing, and this gentleman, Donald Miller, the author of Building a StoryBrand, he discussed a 7-step framework to clarify your story for branding. And he starts talking about a very interesting concept that triggered me into a different road, but he says that as a company we are to make the customer the hero of our story, right? And I started to ponder about that because in a sense and in an essence we all have the potential to become heroes of our own stories. We have the potential to be more than what we are right now, and our situations, our circumstances, when we overcome them, even if they're very, very small, we are championing something in our lives which make us heroes. But in the Bible says in Psalms 139 that God, specifically God, talking about us, God created us, that he knit us in our mother's womb. If you read that whole passages, it says that he knows who we are, he knows our deepest stuff, and that we were created by him fearfully and wonderfully made. We are unique. There's something in us that is completely different to the neighbor, to our friend, to a colleague, to a peer. There's something in us that, because it makes us unique, it becomes kind of our superpower, something like who we are, and that special thing that nobody else has, we have. But what if I tell you that we can use that in a positive way to change things in our life that we are like, I don't like that very much. And I was pondering on that concept, because sometimes we kind of lose perspective of where we are at in life. And I don't know, but sometimes, I don't know if you have felt that life have dealt you a very bad set of cards, and you are kind of dealing with too many things at the same time, or you feel that you've been hit and you're being hit and you're being hit, and there's no way that you can kind of get out of this cycle that you're in. And I don't know about you, but I have gone through those seasons in which I feel like lost. I feel like I have no purpose. I feel like that the life is coming at me so hard, and I'm just going through the emotions. I have been there, and it is part of life, because Jesus himself said that we will have affliction in life, but that we should trust him because he has conquered the world. So I started pondering about this concept, going back to Donald Miller and his concept that our customers has to become the hero of our own story, and thinking about who in the Bible I can take as a good example to turn around circumstances. And one of the stories that I have enjoyed so much and I haven't heard in a long time is in First Chronicles chapter 4 verses 9 and 10, and it's about a guy named Jabez. And Chronicles, the first few chapters is just listing people, but there's a distinction made on this person. Jabez had two Bible verses assigned to him, and they're very simple, but it says verse 9 says that Jabez was born, and when he was born, his birthing process, when mom was birthing him, she was in so much pain. She was in so much sorrow. It affected and impacted her so much to have this child that she actually decided to name him Pain. Can you imagine this guy coming, and every single day he was being called and he was reminded that he was born to cause pain, that there was no other options for him, because his name, and in that season in time, your name, it was kind of like the definition of your identity, who you are, who were you born to be. And this guy, every time that he heard his name, was actually announcing that he was here in life to cause pain. But he decided that that was not the case, that he was going to change his circumstances. And guess what? He decided, I am going to turn this around. And verse 10 of 1 Chronicles 4 talk to us about what he did. He took action, and he decided that he was going to ask the Lord for a blessing. And I'm going to read to you what Jabez said and what he prayed. And Jabez cried out to the Lord of Israel, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory, that your hand be with me and you keep me from harm, so I will be free from pain." And the Bible said that God granted what he asked. Sometimes we have to make a decision of changing our circumstances, and that decision starts in the way we think. We might have been dealt a bad card, or maybe we're going through a situation and a season in which we feel lost and we have lost our perspective, or we are in pain or sorrow. And those are valid emotions, and we have to understand them and deal with them. But we also need to decide that we are not going to continue in pain or in sorrow. We can turn it around, and we have to make the decision, take action, ask the Lord that you want to be blessed, and start walking in that way of thinking that you are no longer going to be called pain, that your factual situations right now could be that you're in pain. Maybe you are on a financial situation, you might have lost your job, or maybe you have going through a difficult time of sickness. But you can ask the Lord to give you the strategies, to give you the endurance, to give you the ability to change your circumstances and conquer them. So Jabez asked God, the Lord, for a blessing. He was specific. He said, "I want your hand to be upon me. I want you to enlarge my territory." He was specific, saying, "I don't want to be in poverty. I want to be in abundance." And that he said, "I don't want to be in pain anymore." There's no details about what happened to Jabez and what did he do after he prayed, but what the Bible does say is that God granted what he asked. So I guess my challenge for you today is for you to look at your circumstances, look at what you're going through, look at your story, and think about what you're going through, and think about what your prayer should be, or what are the things that you need to do to turn around and change your story and become that hero, that victorious person that you need to be. It might be prayer, but it might be an action. Maybe when you are praying, you receive something that you need to do. Go and do it. Or maybe it's something that has to be with the way you're thinking. Maybe you are feeling all those or those feelings and emotions, and you might need to deal with them and put them before the Lord, and recognize what's going on in your mind and in your souls, and what those emotions are aligned to, so you can go specifically and ponder on that and deal with that specific situation that is creating you pain. Whatever it is, the Bible said that God, that we will have affliction in the world, but that we must trust God because He has conquered the world, and we are more than conquerors in Him. Therefore, He has given us the ability to change your stories and become the heroes of our own story. God bless you. This is Velez, keeping it real for you and giving you keys for success in this season. See you next time.